perweek.
If you want make a ginger, give me kokoro.
And inspiration.
We got to go way up.
On 716 Radio, playing the best in urban and inspirational music.
TGIFF. Thank God it's Fatima Fridays, going down every Friday at 10 a.m. right here on Fire 716 Radio. Listen, you don't want to miss the Dear Auntie Letter, the prizes, the giveaways, and the community conversation. It's lit, it's fire, it's a flame, it's off the chain with my homegirl Fatima Mathews. So lit, I had to call it Fatima Fridays, so I say it again, like I said it before. TGIFF.
All right, guys, it is Fatima Fridays. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And you guys, you already know I am Fatima, hence the name Fatima Fridays. And guess what? It's a party, it's a party, it's a party. I am the CEO of Strong Heart Soul Incorporated, a business where we educate, prevent, and work to eradicate heart disease in underserved communities. I am also here as a podcast host to bring different businesses and awareness to our community. We're going to get deep.
I just kept it to myself. I don't wanna know if you're playing me. Keep it on the low, 'cause my heart can't take it anymore. And if you're creeping, please don't let it show. Oh baby, I don't wanna know. Oh baby, I think about it when I hold.
Kingdom Love Outreach Ministry presents Where Are Thy Kingsmen? Men of Valor, Saturday, June 24th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 1800 Clinton Street in the city of Buffalo, New York. The visionary evangelist Angela Miller, hosted by Pastor Bertha Brinson, worship psalmist Nia Badger, speakers Pastor Alan R. Core, Elder Frank Hanley, and Minister Malik Fuller. Tickets are $30. Food, gifts, prizes. For more information, contact 716-609-5988.
Today's teenager is tomorrow's potential regular customer. That's what the tobacco industry said about us. But what does it say about them? That they'll do anything to recruit new smokers. Like using menthol flavors to make products smoother and better tasting, so they're easier to start and harder to quit. In other words, menthol is not just a flavor. It's a way for big tobacco to attract and addict us. And there's nothing just about it. Take action at notjustmenthol.org.
TQ, I Am, the Queen I Am, with Felicia Gaddis. Her story, her experience, her wisdom. Tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. at Fire 716 Radio. TQ I Am inspires, uplifts, and transforms. Tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok.
Can't take it anymore. And if you're breathing, please don't let it show. Oh, baby, I don't want to know.
All right, guys, and we are back with our hometown hero, my homegirl, Unica Lewis. That I'm really proud of Unica. I've seen the growth, seen the transformation. You have always been very sweet to me. It's always been beautiful.
I felt left out. Like, God, what? I never got the Holy Ghost. Like, I don't been in church. Like, was talking to me. It was so somebody took me in the back and told me like, she lives in the light just like a movie star. Like, you will feel it. It felt so weird. So fake. So I'm like, okay, well maybe I don't know. And I just started like looking reading things and listening to audios and stuff like that. Mufti
That we are in a place trying to take so we can have the freedom of religion. strategy, absolutely not. But it's good to know that there are options. I've been a Christian all my life. I grew up in Newport Baptist Church. Then I went to the Potter's House, and now I'm kind of swaying back and forth from New Hope and the Potter's House. But church has always been my so and I knew that about you. Not because I knew your grandparents. Absolutely.
You ain't missing this.
Hey, choir rehearsal.
That's right.
So I know. So it was when I saw you convert to Islam, it was always something I wanted to ask. So now I got that chance. But how do you feel about like the covering and the hijab and I said it correctly. Hijab and those the things that Muslim women have to stuff.
So the covering of my hair, like it doesn't really the covering. Sometimes I do feel like I'm a little more fashionable, so I try to like still stay covered, but still bring a little you know what I mean?
Spice,
little razzle dazzle. You know? I get a lot of things so I had a dress or whatever, and I put the dress on, shoes, it all didn't go together in my mind how I envisioned it to look once I put it on. So I'm like, okay, now we gotta babysit this. We gotta try it again. So I ended up going with a little pin, doing a little glass, and cover my hair, and put my little thing on and stuff. And as soon as I walked in the place, oh my gosh, who is your stylist? I said, really? Me? I was like, okay, it's me. She was like, no, is this a one piece? Is it a two piece? She just started asking me all these questions. And I'm like, okay, so what are you doing? It worked. Absolutely. So I definitely, like I said, I stay covered. So, and that is not. So when you dress, it's supposed to be see you. So I'm kind of had a little toss up there with my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? So
not at all.
So and then when people ask me, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's just I gotta get more into plain Jane.
To all the ladies in the day, I'm looking at these ladies, thinking about one of them having my babies.
I'm still turning heads.
Yeah.
I see.
Covered and all.
Hey, listen, you got it. Okay?
Yeah,
God has blessed you with it. Allah has blessed you with it.
God is alive.
Exactly. So that's another thing. Like, people always have the and I don't necessarily believe in separation. I believe God is God or Allah is Allah, and whoever you pray to is who you pray to. You call him the higher power, or you call him the rock, or whatever it is that you call him. It is who it is. You know who that is, and that's who you pray to. And that's, but a lot of times it's a fight, always a fight about religion. And that goes back to the Bible times that goes back to. And it's unnecessary, I believe. But it's something that we like I said, it goes back to the Bible time. So I'm probably not going to see the end of it in my lifetime, and you
I
probably not
won't
either, right? So it is what it is.
And people do be like, "Your God, or the God you pray to."
Yeah.
I'm like, we pray to the same
Same
God.
God.
It's on. I be like, it's
Absolutely.
only one God. Like
Absolutely.
people get it confused. But
And then we have God body. Like some people call themselves God or God body. I don't understand that.
it's so funny that you just said that, because I came out of Family Dollar and this man, he started talking to me about the youth and how God sent him to do this and this and that, and then he got bodied, and he just started really like bigging up himself, and that's all he kept screaming was God. I was like,
body.
okay, well, I was like, you know where we at in 19, 11, 10, 19, stop by the school or whatever. I'm in a rush, I gotta go. I was like, but I'm gonna catch up with you.
Yeah. Your beliefs is your beliefs. We're not here to change
Or challenge.
nobody's right or challenge. Absolutely. You believe what you believe, and I believe what I believe, and hopefully we'll see each other on the other side.
Absolutely. That's it. That's all.
Absolutely. I wanted to talk about a few years ago, you started a group for women at the now listen.
The entrepreneur school.
Now I am a communications graduate. Okay. Entrepreneur School of Thoughts. How is that group going? How is the women's movement going over there?
So we kind of like in the process of like revamping it. There was like a lot of, well, we like older, younger, we like a mixed crowd or whatever. But we kind of got like a crowd of everybody like all around the same age. So it's kind of like cliquey, and it's kind of like, you know, I don't like cliquey. I don't like to make anybody feel some sort of way. Like there was a Muslim lady that was coming, and she kind of felt out of place about, well, not really out of place, but she felt a certain way, like when people call her queen and stuff like that because of where she's from and how they used queen. And once I said it to the group, like, you know what I mean? I felt like, you know, if we want to call each other queen, that's fine because we're not offended. You know what I mean? Please don't continue to call her queen because it makes her feel away because of where she came from. She even gave us the whole rundown of why.
Oh, wow.
Maybe to you it was petty, or you was like, oh, that ain't. But to her, it made her feel away. So it continued, and I'm like, okay, no, we can't have this. Now I just feel like everybody being childish. We all supposed to be grown, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's just, I mean, you're going to get that.
Is the root of this.
The whole purpose. So, I mean, it's like, I was like, okay, we're not displaying that. You know what I mean? And I don't know what we got to do, but we need to get it together. Yeah. So we kind of like, I'm looking for more ladies that are interested in just volunteering their time and just giving ideas of what we could do to empower each other and to come together as one. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're in the process of doing. So
okay. Well, ladies, you hear her. She's looking for more women to join the group and actually help with the group. I was given my first opportunity to like really speak and share my story at the Entrepreneur School of Thought after having my heart surgery. So I was scared. I was nervous. I was very, very nervous because, like I said, that was my first time.
You did really well, though.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. But you know what? I felt the love. Number one, it was my people, my community, people from I knew, people I did not know. I literally felt welcome, loved. They had so many questions.
They were definitely engaged.
They were definitely engaged. So that helped me so much with my public speaking, number one. And it made me feel very comfortable because like I said, they had so many questions and I was able to engage with them and give them and show them because you will never know if you didn't know, you know? So it was a great opportunity. I thank you for allowing me to come in and tell my story. This group has given many women around our area an outlet, and we thank you for that. And we hope that you continue the group. So if you're out there and you're listening, definitely come over to the Entrepreneur School of Thoughts.
However you gotta say it, baby. They know what you're talking about.
Yes, they are on 19th Street here in Niagara Falls, New York, and they can use us. So definitely bring out your talents. Okay. Big Frank, you want to hear us up with some music, boo? You're doing great.
Out there doing what I'm doing. I'm trying to do what I'm doing. But you can't. 'Cause I do what I do my way. What about you? Come on! I do any and everything you want to make your girl say, ooh, ooh, why is he so fly? She tease me, never she wanna get freaky. You can get mad if you want to, say whatever you want, but she still gon' get it up. She likes
This is DMP Speaks coming to you. I am a board certified Christian counselor. I'm also a life coach. I am a family restoration specialist. I help build, rebuild, and grow your family. Maybe you're having some communication problems. Maybe you guys are just yelling and screaming and you guys are just not getting along. And if you want access to me for your 30-minute consultation call, follow me on all my social media platforms. TikTok, Facebook at DMP Speaks. And if you go to YouTube and Instagram, it's at I am DMP Speaks. Download Fire 716 and click the link.
Kingdom Love Outreach Ministry presents Where Are Thy Kingsmen? Men of Valor, Saturday, June 24th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 1800 Clinton Street in the city of Buffalo, New York. The visionary evangelist Angela Miller, hosted by Pastor Bertha Brinson, worship psalmist Nia Badger, speakers Pastor Alan R. Core, Elder Frank Hanley, and Minister Malik Fuller. Tickets are $30. Food, gifts, prizes. For more information, contact 716-609-5988.
Today's teenager is tomorrow's potential regular customer. That's what the tobacco industry said about us. But what does it say about them? That they'll do anything to recruit new smokers. Like using menthol flavors to make products smoother and better tasting, so they're easier to start and harder to quit. In other words, menthol is not just a flavor. It's a way for big tobacco to attract and addict us. And there's nothing just about it. Take action at notjustmenthol.org.
I'm Rachel Stewart Johnson, the author of Shackled That Had Me Bound, owner of Beautiful Boss LLC, an advocate for abuse victims. At Beautiful Boss is where we take beauty personally, where we empower people and encourage them to be the beautiful boss they were created to be. Join the conversation with me every Thursday at 1 p.m. on Fire 716 Radio.
Today's teenager is tomorrow's potential regular customer. That's what the tobacco industry said about us. But what does it say about them? That they'll do anything to recruit new smokers. Like using menthol flavors to make products smoother and better tasting, so they're easier to start and harder to quit. In other words, menthol is not just a flavor. It's a way for big tobacco to attract and addict us. And there's nothing just about it. Take action at notjustmenthol.org.
I'm Rachel Stewart Johnson, the author of Shackled That Had Me Bound, owner of Beautiful Boss LLC, an advocate for abuse victims. At Beautiful Boss is where we take beauty personally, where we empower people and encourage them to be the beautiful boss they were created to be. Join the conversation with me every Thursday at 1 p.m. on Fire 716 Radio.
Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is
y'all,
locking
and we are back with the most beautiful Unica Lewis. And y'all already know it's a party, it's a party, it's a party.
Hey.
But what I am going to say today is we learn something, okay? Because election day is June 27th, primaries, and it's important. We got to get out there and vote, people. We are hypocrites. Let's just say that. Because
Just
we
put it
are
out there.
Let's just say it. Like, we're gonna say it like it is.
Right.
We are hypocrites. I vote. So I can't talk about myself right now. I vote. But I struggle with it sometimes too, though. I'm not gonna say that I'm perfect, because I struggle with voting as well. Because I feel like there's not anyone that represents me. Or I'm tired of this system. White, male, between 70 and 90. Like, you know, like, I'm done with that. Like, we need some fresh meat, as they can say.
Absolutely.
We need some younger people. We need and it's been a rally, I would say, across the whole United States, where it's younger people are getting into office now. Younger people are taking leadership. And I think it's amazing. But I know in our city, we do a lot of talking, and that's it.
The talk is cheap.
And that's say it again.
We need some action behind this talking.
Because listen, so many people have died for us to have this freedom.
And we ain't using it properly.
And we're not using it properly.
I know they turning over in their grave like I did this for them to do what? They ain't even doing what?
Yeah, they not. We're not. And I know that we I know I remember my mother when I was, 18, about to vote for the first time and things of that nature. It was a huge deal in our household. And in her house, her family, her mother, her father, they bestow that into their children. So it was huge for me I was at Lincoln University, a Black college, when my first time voting. So it was like they had a march to the polls. Okay. So imagine 5,000 African American kids walking to a church to vote for the first time. Wow. It was a movement. Okay.
I feel chills listening.
Yes, it was amazing.
Like, if we could have a turnout like that.
Oh my goodness. Like, and it was just something that I had never witnessed before in my life. And it was young people. This was right outside of Philadelphia, Lincoln University. So ever since I knew that voting was something that was important to me. And like I said, my mother bestowed it into me. I bestowed it into my child. Now my child is now 22 years old, ain't voted once. And I am disappointed. And I signed him up to vote. You know what I'm saying? I tell him the importance of it. But he ain't did it yet. And this is the part that behooves me, is that when
I'm behooved.
When he was a kid, I took him to the polls with me.
So he can see.
Yes.
You've seen
absolutely. You've seen me do this. You knew how important it was. Now my daughter, who's 14 years old,
she probably
can't wait to vote. Can't wait to be a part of it. Okay. We going to the polls today, Mom?
Right.
Like, today it's the day, it's the time. Like, now we live close to the school that we vote at into. So she like, it's right around. We can drive or we can walk. Like, how we get in there as long as we go. But my son, it's a problem. And I don't understand the divide. Like, where do you see it? Why do you see that? You may not see it, or you may not know the answer to this, but why do you think that it's a divide in our community with the voting system?
I honestly feel like our let's say our children don't feel like there is hope. Like, it's already set up. Like, they feel like my little vote ain't gonna count. Like, who cares if I vote? I ain't been voting.
Right.
But you ain't been voting, and guess what? Look how things have been going. If you would have voted, things might be different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I'm trying to teach everybody that your vote does count. It matters. Like, one vote, like, and then there's this myth that they think if they go to jail, then they can't vote, or if they got a felony, they can't vote. That's not true. You can vote if you got a felony. The only time you cannot vote is if you're incarcerated. Then your vote won't count. You know what I mean? Other than that, your vote count. It matters. We need you at those polls.
We need you guys.
We definitely need y'all there.
Yeah, and not just for Nick's and Lewis ticket, but for every ticket.
Yes.
For every ticket thereafter. So the great thing about your campaign and this Nick's and Lewis ticket is that it is actually starting a movement.
Right.
It is actually putting fuel under the fire. So the next generation, your son, maybe not mine, but your son.
Maybe by then it'll resonate within his mind and he'll be
But you know what the
ready
thing
as
is?
well.
And the thing is, my son is having a son. So now he's going to want to see change and difference for his child.
Absolutely.
So now
he has to get involved.
He has to get involved.
You have to get involved. Help be the change.
Absolutely. So maybe this will, start some fire under him, this child. But it's different for us women. We've always carried. That's one thing about women. We're going to carry the flame. We're going to carry the torch for our Black men, for our children, for our community, for our schools. We're gonna carry the torch. And it ain't just for our Black men either. No. It's for anybody that
everybody.
We see. And absolutely. Because anybody that we see that's done wrong. We got a soft spot for them. And that's just being a woman.
Right.
But I do have questions. So the registered voter campaign that you guys did, do you know what the numbers have been? How many guys have you, not just men, but how many people have you guys registered?
So during our run, we started, I want to say the very first day, I want to say it was February 28th.
Okay.
From March 1st. From then until now is like over 500. I don't have the exact numbers though. But it's like, I think I'm proud of the new registered voters. Because like I said, it's a lot of people that be like, it was like, I ain't into that. No, I'm good. I don't vote. Or I'm no party. Or you know what I mean? They just, and then it's a lot of people that don't agree with Republican. It's a lot of people that don't agree with Democrat. And then it's people like, well, I just be no party or independent party, like, cause I'm just my own free person. Like, and it's like, we gotta, honestly, I was independent as well. I am now Democrat because I feel like that once I get in, I'll be able to help make some changes. But at the end of the day, I don't agree with 100% Democrat, or I don't 100% agree with Republican either.
Right, and that's something that we have to talk about because you can change. Just like you mature in life.
Right, I'm not who I was 10 years ago. I'm a different person.
Absolutely. So just because you're a Democrat now, you don't have to be a Democrat in 15 years.
Oh, no, I
because
I won't be.
Okay, because your situation has changed.
Absolutely.
The things that you believe in has changed. Right. Absolutely. So a little history about Democrats and Republicans, if I remember it correctly. I don't remember everything. Black people used to be Republicans more than Democrats, is from what I understood, because Democrat was soldiers and things of that nature. So they were fighting. I don't know. I'm not going to say that because I done said it. But read a little bit. Do a little history. Because we weren't all for the Democrat Party. African Americans were. We evolved into the Democrat Party, is what I'm saying. And now people just assume because you're Black, you're a Democrat. And that's not necessarily the case. And you don't have to be.
Not at all.
So I tell my son, like, you don't have to follow what I did. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want to do because we live in the United States of America and we're supposed to be free.
We're supposed to be. I'm glad you said supposed to be.
So so we don't have to follow the norm. And that's the thing about voting is you can change those norms. And the only way you're going to change is your voting.
You got to be involved.
And not just in major, like, I noticed that a lot of people vote for the president. they don't vote for the city council,
Mhm.
or in school elections. Those are the people that make the decisions. These school people are the people that
Yeah.
they determine what books your child reads.
And you know what's so crazy though? Honestly, how I'm speaking of how they like, oh, my vote don't count. I was that person at one point. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I didn't make it. Okay, well, it was just one little vote. You know, it matters. Like as now that I'm grown and I'm involved, and it's like, girl, I should kick you from back then when you didn't vote. You know what I mean? So you definitely have to be involved.
You definitely have to be involved. So again, primary day, June 27th, people. So we need y'all to get out there. Can you still register now?
You can. What's today? No, you can't. Well, yeah. You have until
today's the 6th, June 6th.
I want to say the 10th to register.
Okay,
so
the
must
10th.
register by the 10th of June to be able to vote in this primary.
Okay. So you guys, you hear that? Yeah, Fatima Fridays, all my fam out there, all my friends, even if you're not a friend or whatever the case may be.
Friend of a friend.
Right, whatever the case may be. If you are hearing this, make sure you go out and register to vote by June 10th, and then vote on June 27th, okay? Big Frank, you want to hit us up with some music?
I've been watching you for so very long, trying to get my nerve to be so strong. I really want to meet you, but I'm kind of scared, 'cause you're the kind of lady.
What's up, everybody? It's Kier here, Inject Faith, Hope, Love. I am so excited to announce that you can now catch me right here on Fire 716 Radio each and every Monday for Inject Mondays at 7 p.m. So go ahead and download the app and rock out with your girl. Again, that's each and every Monday at 7 p.m. Tune in and have a good time with us.
Ooh, you really turn me on. Come on, come on, come on, come and talk to
This is DMP Speaks coming to you. I am a board certified Christian counselor. I'm also a life coach. I am a family restoration specialist. I help build, rebuild, and grow your family. Maybe you're having some communication problems. Maybe you guys are just yelling and screaming and you guys are just not getting along. And if you want access to me for your 30-minute consultation call, follow me on all my social media platforms. TikTok, Facebook at DMP Speaks. And if you go to YouTube and Instagram, it's at I am DMP Speaks. Download Fire 716 and click the link.
TQ, I Am, the Queen I Am with Felicia Gaddis. Her story, her experience, her wisdom. Tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. at Fire 716 Radio. TQ I Am inspires, uplift, and transform. Tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok.
Today's teenager is tomorrow's potential regular customer. That's what the tobacco industry said about us. But what does it say about them? That they'll do anything to recruit new smokers. Like using menthol flavors to make products smoother and better tasting, so they're easier to start and harder to quit. In other words, menthol is not just a flavor. It's a way for big tobacco to attract and addict us. And there's nothing just about it. Take action at notjustmenthol.org.
And we are back with Fatima Fridays. We are missing D Money Mac today. I don't know where she thinks she at, but we got Big Frank, of course. He is always in the building. And we have our lovely new city council. Speaking, Miss Unica Lewis. So Unica, I told you it's not always gonna be good and fun on here.
It seems fun. Okay.
I do. What is your vision for Niagara Falls?
First of all, I want to see it right. Like when I was a kid or whatever, I used to couldn't wait to go down by the falls, by the Festival of Lights, and to the Rainbow Falls Mall, and you know what I mean, and stuff like if that stuff was exciting. Like my son is 11, and when he come home from school, he sit on the couch. He be on his phone. He might ride his scooter, his hoverboard, his bike, or something, but he's not excited to go outside and do certain things or see. There's nothing to see.
There's nothing.
I mean, I work out and I go to the gorge every day. So I mean, it's only so much of the gorge you can see.
Right.
Like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's absolutely
so
true.
It's like we need to like uplift our city. I want to see it like with more places, more activities for the kids, more restaurants for our people, like even for visitors, like when they come into or whatever. Just wake it up. Like you know, it's a certain part of the city that looks like it's just dead. Like it's
most
like
of the city.
85%.
Right,
like,
85%. You're absolutely right.
But it's like I want to see that part like alive again. I want to see people over there. Like you can go over there and you'll just see you won't see nobody. You'll just hear cricket. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely.
The buildings is boarded up and abandoned. I remember my grandmother used to live on 12th Street when I was younger. And I remember like going up there, seeing the store, seeing the little TV place, the little radio,
record place. Yes,
you know
on 12th Street.
Like,
yes.
I remember all of that as a kid, going to the 13th Street Center, just being excited to be on that side of town. You know what I mean? And it's just nothing. So
sad.
I think that I want to see a more variety. I want to see a woke I want to see people.
Yeah.
Not just like a certain area. You know, you're gonna see people in certain areas.
So I try not to be so against Niagara Falls. Because I love my city, you know, but I've been to a lot of places in life. And when you have been places and you have to come home to this, it's depressing. Yes.
I know I can't be the only one.
No, it absolutely. You like, oh, I'm back. I'm here. I'm here. Because, you know, when you're other places and not just being a tourist, because it's a lot of time where I see tourists or I meet tourists and they always say, well, what do you do? Where do you go? What can we do while we're here? And I tell them, well, we have the casino and then you go over the border because that's it. There's nothing else to do in the city of Niagara Falls. And if you cheap like me, what you gonna do? Walmart ain't even open no more at midnight. So what you gonna do? Yeah. No. Yes. Absolutely. Thank you. Absolutely. But there is nothing for the children. So for many, many years, they have been complaining about the children get into this, the children do this, the children do that. What are we doing for the children? So what is your campaign going to do about this children problem that we have?
So we're more than focusing on
Absolutely.
It's a lot of people like my age, younger, even younger than my generation. It's just like it's a lot of addiction. It's just like I feel like people took that
nothing out
of boredom. I know people. I didn't talk to people that I'm like, you smoke weed, you smoke so much.
Yeah.
People are bored. We need things to do for our people here.
And there's no jobs. And the jobs that we do have pay $15 an hour. and you cannot live in a 2-bedroom apartment making $15 an hour. So the 2-bedroom apartment is $1,000 a month. The landlord wants you to have 3 times the income. Right. Absolutely. Ain't that good. Absolutely. I just bought a house. Okay. So, well, not just, but like the last 2 years, and that was a struggle. You know what I'm saying? And it was hard for me to find programs in my city to help me with that. So I did find, thank you to Danielle Rice. I did find a program. I did get help. And because of the help that I received with my credit and the home training program that she had at that building, I was able to purchase my first home, which was a blessing. Danielle Rice is no longer there, but Beth is her name. Salone is her real name. She's now in the building, and she's now running that program. So if you're out there and you're thinking about purchasing a home, or if you have questions, because rent nowadays is crazy. Oh, my mortgage is not what the rent of a 2-bedroom apartment is. My mortgage is not that. Home buyer, yeah, before she left.
Yeah. So she did a class with us, and we just recently had one in
Oh, okay. Yes, they're new in the neighborhood, right?
So we're trying to get everybody like involved into ownership. I think like if people are owning their own homes,
they care more about their community.
Absolutely. So that is some things that we are working on. The classes are free. They work with you as far as like your credit and things that you need to be able to purchase.
Right.
So it's like a step-by-step kind of thing, working you from A to Z.
People think that to own a home, you have to have some like extraordinary amount of money somewhere. You don't. You do not have to have $50,000 in a bank. Most people don't have $50,000. Well, most of us anyway. A lot of people do, but most of us don't. So you don't have to have a huge amount of money. Learn about it. Do some research. This way that you can know what you need to do. You can work a plan. And right at the entrepreneur school of thought is they can be your headquarters. They can help you with that. They can start you out with that. So that is something that is very important for our people to.
Whatever you need help with, or any resources that you need. 1110 19th Street. Like I said, everything is free. Whatever you need, just come forth and we are able to make those decisions.
Absolutely. So that is a wonderful thing that we have in Niagara Falls. We always talk about we don't have anything. And we really don't have a lot of things. I get it. But what we do have, we need to cherish. We need to be there. We need to activate and become active in our community, because we are the only ones that can change our own community. If we want it to look a certain way, we have to make it look that way. If we wanted to be something, we have to make it that.
We did a community cleanup, and then the next day it was like,
yeah, we got to be the change.
So I mean, yes, we definitely do. And I think if we have like more like trash bins, like not trash bins, but you know how like when you walk in, they're like into the ground. Like it's impossible to throw something on the ground because it's garbage right there.
Why would you do it?
So
Right.
I think we need a lot of those at the
Receptacles.
Yeah, to help keep it.
The recycling bins, yeah, I've seen those, and especially in the downtown area, we've seen those a lot. I wanted this interview to be more personable about you. Because like I was saying before, women tend to vote for women they can relate to.
Right.
And you and Demetrius Nix on the same ticket could give a little friction sometimes, I think, to people. Because he has had his baggage or whatever the case may be. You have had your baggage or whatever the case may be. But I want people to know who Unica is. So they can see that Unica is like me. You know, she's from Niagara Falls. She's grew up, raised, born right here. Tell us about Unica.
Well, I'm definitely, so I was born and raised in Niagara Falls. A lot of people, they don't really tend, they're like, you from here? Who are your people? Like, cause I'm like one of those people, like I always been like to myself, but still doing what I gotta do.
Right.
Like, you will see me one time and I'll be at this place, and then you see me again. You're like, oh, you done did all of that. Where did you go? I was right here. You know what I mean? I'm more of like a personal, behind the scenes, do my thing type of person. You know what I mean? But with this position, I know I'm going to be on the forefront, you know, and people are like, well, where did she come from? Did she live here? What's going on with
they
it?
have a lot of questions.
So I am, like I said, I was born and raised here. I do have 2 children. My oldest son is 22. He actually moved away from here just not too long ago. So my son, he was feeling how I'm feeling, but I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling would kind of make me want to move. But I'm like, I'm trying to make a difference here, so I can raise your little brother up and he'll want to stay. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. I don't want it to be like this, you know, once you go to school, that's it. You graduate and you go to another place. Right. I want you to love where you came from and be able to, you know, grow on. Yeah, I was born in Niagara Falls and I did this or I did that. You know what I mean? So I'm looking to be the change that Niagara Falls is looking for. You know, in regards to moving forward.
Absolutely. I remember when I first went away, I was 17 years old when I graduated high school and went to Lincoln. And everybody used to be like, Niagara Falls, that's in Canada.
Yes. A lot of people.
Everybody,
think, yes.
And I'm like,
even when you go out of town.
No.
When you go out of town,
Niagara Falls, New York. Oh, y'all mean by the Bronx? No, not by the Bronx. Like, what don't you understand? Yes. Niagara Falls. You don't have a state in New York? Like, it's really tiny. It very little tiny. But you say the falls, and they know it because that's what we were known for a long time ago. Was that falls? But we're not even known for that no more. We're not the honeymoon capital of the world anymore.
The people be like, "What is it to do there?"
Nothing, and that's very sad.
I even have people that come and visit and be like, "This all you do?"
Yeah.
Gotta find stuff to do. And me, I used to go like different places and stuff like that, but I'd rather go on a trip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or if it's with me and my friends, I like to do house vibes. Like, let's create our own atmosphere. We save, you know what I mean? We ain't gotta worry about none of the extras or anything like that. So
yeah, definitely. Niagara Falls needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of help. Now that I'm older, we were just talking about this a little bit off camera. We used to walk as youngins, young girls. We were a little fast. We used to couldn't wait to get to the street, the store, the corner store, the stoop, the chains on Highland Avenue.
Just sit and rock.
Yes.
Be seen.
But now that I'm older, I when I see these young people standing on the corner, I think I get a little upset. Me and my daughter rolled past 19th Street the other day, and she said, "This is like baby Chicago."
Baby Chicago.
Like, first of all, what do you mean by that? Because when you read and see and hear about on the Facebook, and you see 19th Street, is always somebody getting shot. The police is over there. The park is dirty. They call it the Pissy Park. I ain't gonna lie. That's what they call it. The Pissy Park.
I didn't know.
Yeah. So it's a negative compensation over there. Why is that the place that you guys decided to build the entrepreneur school of thought?
Well, that place is the place where the souls are that they most needed. Like, we need to help those people. Nobody is perfect, not even me. People may look at me and then think I'm perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But those are the people that need the help. They don't see a future. They don't see a tomorrow. There's no vision for them. So that was the reason that we placed the Entrepreneur School of Thought right there. Because guess what? Those people, they can come there. They can come there. They can get help there. They can get resources there. The ones that don't have a place, you can take a shower there. We got clothes and stuff there that people has donated. We got everything that you need. You can come to the entrepreneur, whatever it is that you may need, you can come to the Entrepreneur School of Thought. Now, the Entrepreneur School of Thought is very respected. I don't know if, like, the way that they paint the picture on Facebook and their posts, like the negative posts and stuff like that, that's really not that's not the vibe.
And that's one of the reasons why I wanted you here, because a lot of people on Facebook only see the negative things.
And that's the stuff that the people post. But that's why I encourage everybody. I always invite everybody, just come to the Entrepreneur School of Thought. 1110 19th Street, pull up at any time, come and check us out, get you a little tour, see what it is that we got going on. We have a lot of positive things going on there. And are there people that hang out like on the corner or in front or near or in the courtyard? Yes. We don't turn them away. We don't make them go. But guess what? When we have stuff going on at the Entrepreneur School of Thought, we can have a whole room full of people, and somebody will come up to the door, and when they see all those people, they respectful enough to wait. If they're not attending, they'll wait until we're all finished and then come in and whatever it is that they're trying to do. So, like I said, they're respectful, like to whatever it is that we have going on there. So like I said, the doors is open to any and everybody. We encourage all to come.
And that's a good, I've been there a few times, and I noticed that y'all always feeding people.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
That's the way to somebody's heart, through their stomach.
Y'all always feeding people.
Absolutely.
So, and if they're not feeding your stomach, they feeding your mind.
Absolutely.
So that is a wonderful thing. And, I appreciate and I thank you guys for that, because even though it may look a certain way,
Yeah. And that's what I tell people.
It may
that's why
look
I say,
a certain way.
You got to come. You got to come and see what's going on. Come and be a part of. You may have some qualifications that somebody may be lacking, or you can add to, or whatever the case may be. Definitely come and be a part of. Check us out. See what we got going on.
So what do you think or say to people who be like, well, this ticket can't change what is outside of their front door? How are they going to change the whole Niagara Falls?
You can't really, you just can you can just give the people the information, and hope that they take it and use it. And it's not even that we're looking to change the people. We're looking to change the people. Once the people change, then the environment will change. Once we clean up that block, then we on to the next worst block. You know what I'm saying? They moved the people from the east side. Now they right there on Ashland. That's just getting pushed around or whatever. Like I said, once 19th get cleaned up, then we'll move it somewhere else. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody don't got somewhere that they can just go to. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So we are that bridge. We are that person. We are that place for the people.
Absolutely. So I did say that this is going to be a little lighthearted as well. It's not just about, if y'all know, Fatima Fridays is a fun-loving family atmosphere usually. But today we kind of getting into the nitty-gritty, and I need you guys to know that voting is important.
Absolutely.
The primary, June 27th, is important to our community, to our people. So if you want to see, I'm not asking you to vote for the Knicks, the Browns, the Louisas, the Lewises. I don't care who you vote for. Just vote.
Just vote, right?
Just vote, because you can't talk about nothing. that's going on in this city or in United States, period, if you don't vote.
You know, it's so crazy. I have like a letter that I had wrote. The letter was actually for the newspaper. But I saw this girl and this guy standing on the corner and they was talking, and I pulled up and I asked them, was they registered to vote or whatever, you know. I said, I'm running for city council, my name is Unika Lewis. Like, yeah, I registered to vote, you know, just kind of picking, seeing if they was or not. And then the guy was like, no, I don't vote. And I was like, well, why not? He's like, I ain't trying to get into all that. So I was like, oh, okay. And then so I'm not confrontational. I don't want to go back and forth with you. I just want to understand why. But if you don't want to tell me why, then that's fine. You know what I mean? So then the girl, she was like, I don't vote either. And I was like, well, why? She was like, because I don't know. She was like, they don't really do nothing anyways around here. And I said, well, I know both of you have issues that you have with the city. I mean, and she was like, yeah, I got a problem with the drug abuse. She was like, I'm 2 years clean. I said, oh, thank God for that. You know what I'm saying? So we started a little mini conversation, right? By the end of it, she was like, do you got a car? She wanted more information. So it's just like the lack of knowledge, the lack of information. Like people don't really understand. So once you just, you know, just a 2-3 minute conversation changed her whole day. And she was asking for information. Then I'm like, she was saying something about the drug abuse and stuff like that. And she was saying how it was this program she wanted to try and bring. And I said, how old are you? And she said 26. And I'm like, dang. So imagine, my son is 22. I can't imagine him being like out here and just strung out on drugs at that young age. You know what I'm saying? So I told her, I said, you know what? I said, you should stop by the school. You know, I said, we can talk a little more about this and we can get a program going and you can be the head of it because you've been through it. You know what I mean? You was addicted and you kicked it. You was 24, now you're 26. You've been clean for two years. You know what I'm saying? I said that you got a testimony. I said, other people want to hear that. I said, I know a lot of young people that's on drugs, but they don't feel comfortable going to the meetings like with the older, the old crackheads, not the you know what I'm saying? Not the new
that don't build nothing.
Like
that can't fix.
You know what
nothing.
I mean? I'm proud of everybody that was able to kick drugs, but it's kind of hard for a 24-year-old to be sitting in a room with a 64-year-old and they talking about the same thing, but y'all was on crack and they on pills. It's kind of it's
different. It's a difference.
Exactly. So,
and I say this all the time. We look down, even in my generation, we look down on drug addicts. But the bottom line, we all on some kind of drug.
Something. We all addicted to something.
Everybody is addicted to something. And the crazy part is, even now, our kids who are 13, 14, and 15, they're addicted to the internet.
Exactly.
They addicted to Facebook.
You got Wi-Fi? No.
Right. That's the
can you
first
call
thing.
Mom, oh, you want to leave now?
Yes, they don't even want to be in the building if they can't get on the internet.
What?
Okay.
What's the Wi-Fi password? It's like, do y'all know any other language?
No, they don't, and it's ridiculous. What you got to do a TikTok? They got to do a dance. They got to. Like, come on! I just want to buy some food.
That's it.
Like, why is it that we are all addicted to something? So we need to stop. Number one, looking down on the drug addicts, and try to help them out. Absolutely. We have to try to do our part. We have to do our part somewhere, somehow. And I'm guilty of it too. We all. Fall short.
None of us are
we
perfect.
Are not. Nobody.
It's the ones that try to portray like they perfect, and then once you hear a fake perfect person, you just be sitting there like.
And when you really find out what's going on or went on in their life before they got to where they was,
you said, "Oh, you ain't tell that part."
Right? Exactly. Absolutely.
But you gotta go through something and grow through it. You know what I mean?
Yes, you gotta go through the mud to get to the triumph. People don't understand that because I've been through some things in life, and I know you've been through some things in life. And where we are today is, like you said, it's a testimony from what we came through.
Even when I tell like a little bit of my story to some people, because I have to like really feel some sort of connection with you to really open up to you. And then when I do, people be like, you do not look like what you've been through. And it's like, That's real. That is real.
When I tell
Book
people
coming
I'm 40,
soon.
okay, thank you. I say it all the time. When I tell people that I'm 44 years old, they be like, "Ain't no way, ain't no way."
Right.
God is good
All the time.
and they say
and
black don't crack.
You better believe it.
Okay,
You
because
better believe it.
listen.
This one girl, our birthday is a day apart, and her birthday come and then my birthday come. So then but she didn't. I knew her birthday, but she knew I was a Gemini, but she just didn't know when my birthday was. So she asked me like 3 days after, and I was like, "Oh, my birthday was the 28th." And she was like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, we 10 days in a year. We 10 years in a day apart." She was like, "You is not 10 years younger than me." I was like, "Yeah, I am." She was like, "No way."
Yeah.
I'm like, I was like, "I got a son that's 22." And she was like, "Oh my goodness."
Right.
Like,
When
people do not be believing me. Even my son friends. That is not your mom. He be like, "Ma, ain't you my mom?"
But
like,
listen,
yes.
It's so funny because my 22-year-old son, all his friends be like, no, it can't be. But my 14-year-old daughter, oh, you so old. Her friends like, what? Your mama, oh. I'm like, listen, it's really, it's not that. Y'all got good 4-5 years, okay?
No,
because before you know it, it's like this.
Quick.
It goes so quickly.
It does.
So yes, absolutely. What about the movement? You know what? No, I'm not even gonna go into that because I want to keep it light. Okay. I want to keep it fun. What do you like to do in your free time?
So on my free time, I really like to just catch up on everything that I was because I'm like, I'm all over the place. Like I be so busy. I like to just organize and regroup.
Yeah, but that's not free time.
That is.
What is about your me time? What about your Unica only time? What do you do when you have? I know you don't, right now. You don't have a lot of free time.
Right
I
now,
know. I don't either for some reason. Right? But it's all a blessing. It's all a blessing. It's all getting us to a goal. So that's how I look at it.
Absolutely.
But your free time, your
free
downtime, your me time.
Free
what do you do?
I like to go and get petties and manis and relax, get a massage because I'm usually the one massaging the massage. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So when I get a chance to get that break, I get that break. Even when I do massages, though, right? When I'm done, I feel like I just worked a 12-hour shift in a plant. Like I'm using my
working it out.
So when I get my little chance, I'm going to get mine. You know what I mean? Just more or less like self-care. Yeah. You didn't know, Frank? I do facials, all types of unique impressions. You gotta follow it on Facebook. Come on, yes. Unique impressions. Well, so it's called Unique Impressions Johnny Steve because that's what it started at. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he knew about the
yaya. You never clicked on the link. Shame on you. You could have clicked on for the wife. But if you click on the link, though, you will see all of the different services that I provide. Come on. Yes, come on. Yes.
So
please
going into that, definitely tell us a little more about your business because I was getting there.
Okay. I'm sorry. Did I jump the gun?
That's absolutely fine. Tell us more about your business. How long have you been in business?
Since 2020. So July of 2020, I took my very first client, Cat Brown.
Oh, Brown!
Yo, Cat is hilarious. Oh my goodness. I was kind of skeptical because everything that I do in my spa, I do on myself. So I was like, everybody always asking me about it. And I'm like, so I might as well do what I gotta do, make it legal, get me some money.
Absolutely.
So Cat was my first client. I was so nervous because I had like everything like custom made and stuff like that. So my chairs and stuff came like 20 minutes before her appointment.
Oh,
I'm sitting here like I was talking so much. This is why you don't do business with black folks. So I'm like, this was Ben supposed to be here. My appointment covered in 20 minutes or whatever. So Then he pulled up. I'm like, okay, I can't even really. Okay, I'm like, can you please
Here
just
in the
hurry
nick of
up? Whatever.
time.
Like everything else was together except for the chairs, you know.
Mhm.
So he brought the chairs and stuff, and I'm like, okay, I had to kind of like shove them out or whatever. I'm like, okay, I got to get the candles and all that stuff, you know, create the vibe,
the atmosphere.
So she came in and. You know, I directed her to go and change it to her stuff, and then meet me in the room. And she came and she was just like, she was like, oh, I didn't know you had all this going on. And it was just like I created a vibe that you can't find nowhere else.
That's wonderful.
And the way that she talked about her appointment to other people, like she immediately left. Say it again. She left. She called. She was telling people about it. I got some appointments from her people, like from. I'm like, yes, let's go.
Yes.
She even she paid for one of her friends to experience it as well. And when a friend came in, the friend said the same thing. You know what I mean? And then she came back for it. Kat came back for a different appointment. Now this time she got a relaxation rub down. The first time was the Yanni steam. She told everybody about. She got clients from that. And she said it was a new. She felt like she had a new one. I was like, a new one.
Oh yes, I do remember that post.
She came back for a different. She came back for a different of like a relaxation rub down at well, when I got done, she said, "Is you married?" I'm about to marry you, girl. I said, "Okay, now that means I did a good daggone job." So yeah, it kind of, like I said, it just started out as things that I already do on myself, and people was really inquiring about it. So I'm like, let me kind of see where this go, or whatever. And turned it into a business.
That's wonderful, and it's been booming since 2020.
So in the wintertime, I don't really get that many clients. It's more like a summer thing. Yeah. So
yeah.
I wish it was.
Right. Look. So
come on now.
Come
you know
on
what
now.
I mean? All year round. I mean, I'm open all year round, but I get the most business in the summertime.
Yeah, because everybody want to get their feet done in the
Yeah,
summertime.
everybody want their feet done, get rubbed on, and get yawny steams and all types of stuff. All that.
I just got my pedicure.
It's just like the best relaxation, right? Like you can't.
Absolutely. So we're definitely going to support, and we're definitely going to get our friends and family to support. Nice. What about this vegan me, please? Yes. What is all of this? Like, so I'm on this journey, right? I don't want to call it weight loss because sometimes it keeps creeping back up. But I'm on a journey to shed some pounds.
Yes.
And I'm having the hardest time.
Really?
I've been all my life. I've been having the hardest time. It ain't nothing new.
So what's hard for you?
To do consistency. Okay. So I'll eat great for a week, and then the next week is like, dang, what am I eat now? You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm always grocery shopping because I'm trying to, figure out something else to eat. Well, I ate.
I'm always grocery shopping too. So
I hate it. I hate cooking. I really hate
fresh.
Cooking.
Fresh is the best. Listen, my salads go crazy. My son, my 11-year-old. He'll pick a salad before any other dish.
Really?
Can you make me a salad? He loves, and then raspberry vinaigrette tops it off. Really? If you ain't got no raspberry vinaigrette, he'll be like, well, what else can you make me? It's like it's a must to have that raspberry vinaigrette. I was like, oh, we had some Greek, dressing, and then I'll make some, and then he'd be like, we don't got no. He want a different dish, okay? Yeah. So all these, I'll put y'all on real quick. All these got this really, really great raspberry vinaigrette, and it's only like $3 or something like that. And I had went there and I took, it's like 3 or 4 different kinds that come in the box, but I took them all the other ones out, but all the raspberries. I was like, yo, we can't have this. My boy loves salad, and this is what he have to have. So yeah, so the vegan me please eats. I became vegan, like I really started off as a 30-day challenge. I was actually like 180 or something, like 180, 184, right? Never was 180 nothing in my life. Like even when I was carrying both of my boys and my youngest, I was really, really big with him. Everybody thought I had twins in my stomach. but I still wasn't 184. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I don't feel comfortable. People were like, but you look nice.
Yeah.
Nothing is wrong. I mean, you look good to me. And it's like, it ain't how I look to you. It's how I feel within myself.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
So I'm like, I was scrolling on Instagram and I saw this guy. He had did a 30-day no meat challenge. He said he didn't work out. He didn't change his eating besides not eating meat. And it was a significant difference. And I said, this is just from not eating meat? I said, okay, I'm going to try this or whatever, right? So I tried it. I made it through the 30 days. No problem, right? I said, okay, all right, I did the 30. Let me see how long I could go. I'm 4.5 years in.
Oh, my goodness.
No meat. They were like, you don't miss the meat. No. And sometimes when people are cooking meat, I be like, you probably shouldn't eat that. Like it's like you could smell the blood in it or something. Like I'll be like, yeah, nah, listen, I'm good. I need me a steak. And the steak is the worst thing for you.
Oh,
you know how long it takes to digest?
Oh my God, I love it.
You probably still got steak in there from last week.
I love steak. I love chicken. Like that's all I want to eat is chicken. Yeah. Like I don't understand. I don't get it. So chicken and cheese. I don't
really see. I don't eat cheese either. This and you know what? When I was at that bar, I went up there and I was like, dang. It was like, you okay? And I was like, yeah. And they was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I'm trying to find a plate that's not so spotty. And I didn't bring a napkin up here. So the guy was like, he said, just step out real quick, grab one off the table. And I was like, okay. So I grabbed it and then I picked up the plate and I'm wiping the plate. He said, you vegetarian too, huh? I was like, I am. What made you say that though? Like, you know, he's like, I don't know. I could just tell. So I was like, oh, okay. So I got broccoli, I got potatoes, and I got salad. They had like shrimp Alfredo and stuff like that, but I could tell it had the cheese, and then they had like some sort of beef and gravy. But listen, when I say the potatoes was hitting, I went back for seconds. You hear me? The potatoes was my meat that day. You heard what I was saying? But I mean, I can't. You listen. You gotta try it though first before you even say you can't. And then listen, my son I make like you can make like tacos with like walnuts, like soak it and walnuts. You soak it, you soak the walnuts so they can have like the texture. Once you soak them, like you pour the stuff off, you grind them up, you put your seasoning and stuff in there, your taco you just season it like you season in some ground beef and cook it up. Cut your tomatoes, cut all your stuff up that you're going to put on your taco. Make it just like a taco, and you will never know the difference. Never.
I can't believe that. I can't. I'm sorry, because I'm a no. You listen. It is a process. It's a more of a. I already ain't got no time.
Listen, and then when I cook, when we be eating at the entrepreneur school of thought, you be seeing how they be going in on the plates. Listen, I don't tell them nothing is vegan until they're done. They be scraping. They be like, is it in like a lasagna? I make a great lasagna, right?
You don't have to make me some.
I made 2 pans. I made two big pans. I had 2 pans of salad, 2 pans of lasagna, and garlic bread, 2 pans of garlic bread. When I tell you people was going back for seconds, I'm like, okay, I'm looking at them, I'm watching them, I'm smiling on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, ain't no real cheese, ain't no meat, no none of that in there. And they tearing it up. Soon as I'm like, soon as people hear the word vegan, oh, they're disgusted. Oh no, I ain't vegan. I don't. That whole lasagna was vegan. There wasn't no cheese, no nothing in there. They're like, get out. Like you just can't tell people it's vegan. You just gotta let them try it and then hear how they critique it. Go from there.
Yeah, because if somebody told me I was eating vegan, I'd be like, you know what? No thanks.
Yep, exactly.
I'll try to be polite as possible.
Exactly.
No, thank you.
Oh, Big Frank. Oh, yeah, Big Frank. Yeah, he hit me. Yeah, Big Frank. Oh, and this girl, she tried it. She's not vegan, but she tried the vegan crispy chicken sub, right? And she cannot. She like, this is the best chicken sub I ever had. I said, girl, it ain't chicken though. She was like, I know, but she was like, I can't even. She was like, I will never eat a real chicken sandwich again. Like, this is it. I need this.
I need you to.
When
you cook
she
again,
put her
you need to
cousin
let me
on.
know.
Her cousin is from here, but he moves from here. And he vegan, so he must have just came because this was just like 2-3 days ago. He messaged me. He said, "Is you the vegan sub lady?" I said, "I am."
Oh, that's so sweet.
I'm like, I am. And he was like, "Oh, I need one." He was like, "What you got, steak or chicken?" I said, "Whichever one you want." He was like, "Well, my cousin keeps talking about the chicken, but I'm more like a steak kind of person." So I was like, "Well, I can make it whichever way you want." He was like, "Which one you prefer?" I said, "All of them." He was like, "Okay, well, make me a steak one." So I'm like, "Okay." Made him a steak one. He like, how long? Like 30, 40 minutes? I'm like, yeah, about 40 minutes. So he called exactly 40 minutes. So I said, I'm gonna need about 5 more minutes, but you can pull up. I'm just putting it together or whatever. He was like, do you toast the bun and all of that stuff? I'm like, yeah. He like, okay. Valid. So he pulled up. We got his food. He's like, how much is it? I'm like, 15. He gave me the money. We went to the car. He pulled off. I promise you, not even 5 minutes later, he came back. He said, yo. He said, that was good. He's like, yo, I need another one right now. He said, but I'm going to hold off or whatever. He was like, when I come back from where I'm coming from, he was like, I'm going to call you again. You're going to be up. You're going to make, because I don't really got no set hours right now, but I'm cooking. I said, call me. If I'm up, I'm cooking. If I'm up, I'm cooking. So,
that's something else that we need in our community.
But
and
definitely,
I don't know if I need it, but everybody else needs it in our community.
You too.
No, I definitely need it. I really do. But it's so hard when you start.
It's really not.
It's so hard.
It's not
So,
hard. You just gotta have discipline.
That's something I don't got. But see, I'm working on it. I'm praying about it. Good Lord.
Well, I'm gonna pray too now.
That's the thing. Like when we say we all got addictions to something. My addiction is food. I just know that sugar, bread, cupcakes, brownies.
I'll make you some treats. You'll be like, no. I made a vegan banana pudding, right? They was like, this is the best banana pudding I ever had. I'm like, really?
I remember when I was and I did my speech at the thing, and I seen you over in the corner, you was selling something. I was like, no, I don't want that because it's vegan.
You missed out.
I probably did. But you just be so stuck on what you've been raised, because unfortunately our parents, our grandparents, they parent, we had the leftovers. That's, it is what it is. Like, I don't eat chitlins or nothing like that because my grandmother
never ate those.
Cook those. But from what her mama did, that's what we do. And now my mama didn't cook a lot, I'm gonna be honest. And now I don't cook a lot. And my kids look at me like, is you crazy? We gotta eat.
Excuse me. I was always the cooker.
No, I never liked it.
Even when I was younger, like my great grandmother, she was like, one of them old people that she was old. When she passed away, she was 100, right? Oh. But she was still the neighborhood babysitter and all of that. She would get up. She can get up real quicker than you and tap you with that little switch. What? You better not play with grandma. But she would have me. I would be up, bathed, made breakfast, and cleaned up, and on the porch sitting by 8 o'clock in the morning. They like, you gotta, even when I was 12 and 13, people thought I was like 17, 18. They was like, you so mature, like you so, I had an old soul, but that was from being around her. So 6 years old, I'm cooking eggs, bacon, pancakes. I'm chefing it up. Right. So when I at home with my mom and my brother, I'm the cooker. I'm the cooker. Like everything which I want, like I'm making it. Like they, you know what I mean? They trusted me with the cooking. So I just now, like, I still cook everything that I love to eat. You know what I'm saying? But I just 86 to meat and do it the vegan way.
So I cook because I like to eat. That's the only reason why I cook. And I can cook, and I always cook, but that's like my love language. If I cook for you, you mean something. You know what I'm saying? If I invite you in my house and you eat my food, that's special. You know what I'm saying? So I don't do that cooking stuff. I don't really like it like that. I only do it because I have to.
Yeah. People be like, your food always looks so. I was like, I don't know. I just have to make it look pretty. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You don't like dark food?
Yo, you know what?
Food.
And listen,
What?
you know what's so crazy? This is how people like perceive food, right? Now I had an orange, a mango, a banana, and some strawberries, right? It was just the whole banana, a whole orange, the whole mango, and like 4 or 5 strawberries. My son said he didn't want. You don't want no fruit? He was like, no, I'm good. Okay. Now I done put the little razzle dazzle on it. I done cut up the orange, in a little nice little shape. I done the banana, then spread it on the plate, then cut up the mangoes, then sliced and diced and plated it. And he like, why you ain't make me one? I just asked you. I'm like, boy, I just asked you, did you want? You said you didn't want. I didn't know you was gonna cut it up like that. I said, boy, it still tastes the same. It's still so I got in the habit of you make it pretty, it just make you happy to eat it. It's fulfilling, it's healthy, and you just feel good eating it. Yep. There you go. My baby was like, listen, now I make smoothies too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to say this, right? But my baby won't. He be like, can you go off, Frank? He will not drink my smoothie. He want Frank smoothie.
I keep telling him I need a sample platter or something because I ain't never had no real smoothie. So I don't eat.
I ain't gonna hold you. Frank makes some good smoothies.
I see this over here. I eat real food.
But listen, I ain't really lacking nothing either. I'm a little thicky.
Nah, man, not like this. Look, not like this. Not like this.
Cha.
Listen. Yeah, I gotta try. I definitely gotta get into this healthy food. And
Start with me. You won't be disappointed.
Okay. I have been eating like no carbs, like no bread. Oh my God, listen, it's so hard.
But you know what? I love bread.
I love bread.
I love bread.
Oh my God, I love bread.
But you listen, if you read the label and you get the good bread, you good. Don't get the bread with all that extraness in it. Get you some rye.
Listen,
get you some
heart, y'all. I need a heart. So I need to get my together.
Yes.
So I can get this heart.
Come on.
Can be doing Fatima Fridays forever.
Come on. Inshallah.
So I got a question for you. Now this is off the beat of everything. Okay. How do you feel about married people or married couples being friends with single people? Like, can married, okay. So I'm married. I got a man. I'm married. I got husband.
I got a husband.
Yeah, I got a husband. That's what they call them nowadays. I don't, but I'm looking. But anyway, I'm kidding. But so I have a husband, and my friend or someone that I know doesn't have a husband. Can me and her be friends?
Absolutely.
So the single woman
can be friends
with the married woman.
Yes, because guess what? The married woman is the one that got that did the vows and all of that. She got to uphold to her position. Right. The single friend don't. And just because y'all cool, y'all two different people. But if the activities include some things that maybe you shouldn't be around, I expect the married person to make a better judgment. Or
the single person not even to bring their married friend in that kind of environment.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
We friends, I'm married.
Right. Because you're gonna respect my
boundaries, my husband, my
all of that.
Everything.
Right. Yes. Absolutely. Right.
For me, I think you have single friends, but it's those limitations and boundaries that have to be there. I also understand that you can't necessarily always talk marriage challenges to single friends. The commitment, the responsibility, and the mindset is different. Raising a kid with a partner, living with them is different than somebody. I'm just doing what I want to do. I'm in my phase or whatever. Our conversation is just different. So I have to have boundaries with my single folks. So.
Yeah, it's an ongoing conversation in my friend circle right now about friends who are, some of us are married, some of us are not. Some feel like they can't be friends because they don't have, because certain ones don't have spouses, and I noticed that there are certain friends or people that I know who once they get married, they back off. You know, kind of, sort of,
Mhm.
like it, as they should.
I was gonna say,
Not to
to a
say,
certain extent,
yeah,
it's
to a
kinda
certain extent,
respected.
but
Yeah.
you can still be friends with people that are not coupled.
Absolutely.
You can still be friends with people that are not in relationships. You just, everybody has to know their place and their responsibility in the friendship.
Yeah,
I don't feel like just because you got a man or a husband or whatever, we can't still be friends. I think that's small-minded, kind of. Because I feel like my friendship is that it's a friendship,
Right.
and I value my friendships.
Yes.
So I'm not going to put you in any kind of position where you're going to be.
So this is where the challenge comes in, that when you talk about singlehood, because you have marriage is a process, and when your good marriage is good, you're fine. But when it gets rocky and it gets hard, and your friend is gonna remind you to get back to you, and you have to find your you and your marriage balance. So they're like, girl, you remember you was yada 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 yada, and it's the single days, and they're gonna get you to. They can find themselves trying to get you to get back to yourself. And if you're not balanced in that, you can find yourself trapped in things because it's rough right now. It's two different people becoming one. We got friction. We're not on the same page. You and your feelings, I'm in my feelings. We ain't talked. We ain't communicate. Now you went out with your single friend doing single stuff. Now you remember this. I remember back when I wasn't married, I was out here doing, and these is where you have to have balance. Like that's. And that's on both sides of the fence. Like the homeboy, Mary, you was out here killing the game. Yeah, you still.
But you know what?
You know?
What I noticed is single women or married women don't want to be friends with single women. But married men, they at the games with the homeboys. They might be at the bar with the homeboys. They may be, you know what I'm saying, at the dice game with the homeboys. It's a double standard.
It's a double standard because we operate different, unfortunately. We're not, because mind you, most likely if we're not, we're not necessarily going to name the location. We're going to the bar, we're going to the dice game. We hanging with the boys. It's a boy guys vibe. We're not going to the club to holler at shorty do-wop diddy dum diddy do. Like, cool. But even with the young ladies, she can still go. But the question is, what y'all coming to do? And now I'm gonna just say this on both sides, especially if you out there playing, if I still got a game. It's a dangerous game. I just want to know if I still got it. Okay, you play with fire, you don't get burned. That's on both sides. So I think that there is a double standard in this life period. And I just start fighting after a while. It's double, but I think you have to have the balance between how they operate and move. And if your single friends ain't okay with your married, we gotta. Oh, okay. Because granted, maybe you don't like me, which is cool. All right, I dig it, but you better pull up so I can catch what vibe you on. Right. Because if I don't trust my wife in your care, we got a problem. Right. Not that I don't just trust her. Yeah. I think that what you're doing has the potential to put my wife in a predicament that affects my household. I think different. Yeah. Yes, she did everything to drive it, but you drunk and you tow up and you want to go home with Peter. She want to take care of you. Don't put my wife in a predicament. And that's just how we think as men sometimes. So it's not like we just trying to shut it down, don't go out. And then we value you. Don't you? I know you look good. I know you beautiful. I know my wife's a baddie. And I know this. I know they pull for her. I know they're they got to lie to me, Craig. I know this to be true. She went to the mall. It was like, oh, I would marry her. She already taken blood. But what it is that I know this. So I can't really, if I don't trust your friends, that even when we have our rough days, that they'll help you maintain your integrity and character. I'm gonna tell you, I don't want you to go out with them. I don't like them all like that. And that's just me as a man. Not saying I'm trying to control you, put you in the box.
Right. And then I feel like, at the end of the day, everybody is entitled to their own opinion
for sure
about somebody.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, at the end of the day, I can be like, I don't like him with him, but I trust him though. So I expect him
to hold
himself
accountable.
So I don't want you to go, but you could go if you want to go. You know what I mean?
Make those your own decisions.
Absolutely.
So it's been some conversation. Okay, we'll just say that in my little friend circle, it's been conversation where some people don't want to be around other people because they're married or not married or whatever the case may be. And I think it's funky. I think it's real funky. But that's just me, you know. Fatima, never been married. So it's different for me, and I see things differently. I do want to do the happy birthday segment. We haven't done that in a while, but we're going to go ahead and let Big Frank play some music for us and get us in the mood, and we're going to come back and say some local happy birthday.
Can you feel it, baby? I can. Excuse me. Do you think I can touch you?
I'm Rachel Stewart Johnson, the author of Shackled That Had Me Bound, owner of Beautiful Boss LLC, an advocate for abuse victims. At Beautiful Boss is where we take beauty personally, where we empower people and encourage them to be the beautiful boss they were created to be. Join the conversation with me every Thursday at 1 p.m. on Fire 716 Radio.
Kingdom Love Outreach Ministry presents Where Are Thy Kingsmen? Men of Valor, Saturday, June 24th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 1800 Clinton Street in the city of Buffalo, New York. The visionary evangelist Angela Miller, hosted by Pastor Bertha Brinson, worship psalmist Nia Badger, speakers Pastor Alan R. Core, Elder Frank Hanley, and Minister Malik Fuller. Tickets are $30. Food, gifts, prizes. For more information, contact 716-60.
Today's teenager is tomorrow's potential regular customer. That's what the tobacco industry said about us. But what does it say about them? That they'll do anything to recruit new smokers. Like using menthol flavors to make products smoother and better tasting, so they're easier to start and harder to quit. In other words, menthol is not just a flavor. It's a way for big tobacco to attract and addict us. And there's nothing just about it. Take action at notjustmenthol.org.
TQ, I Am, the Queen I Am, with Felicia Gaddis. Her story, her experience, her wisdom. Tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. at Fire 716 Radio. TQ I Am inspires, uplift, and transform. Tune in every Friday at 1 p.m. on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok.
All right, we are back, y'all, and y'all already know it is Fatima Fridays, and it is a party, it's a party, it's a party. Hey. Yes, I got Unica in the house. Hey. She's saying it, y'all. She was looking at me crazy before, but now she in the mood. It's a vibe over here, y'all. But yo, we want to go ahead and just give out some happy birthdays to local people around the area. If it's your birthday, give us a call, say what's up, whatever the case may be. But local birthdays I know of, I just have a few here. Terrence Kimball, he usually gives like a
TQ I Am, the Queen I Am, with Felicia
or something every year. He, you know what? He was the first one that brought Cardi B. He brought her to Grand Island years ago. Okay, that's how old I am, y'all. I don't even know. But he brought Cardi B to Grand Island. It had to be, whew, Lord.
It was a while ago. I remember when she actually came here because people was like, "Okay, Cardi."
Like, who was Cardi B?
They,
But
I remember.
I was there. I was in the building. So Terrence, Atasha James, happy birthday. Kiana Kiana is from here in Niagara Falls. We call her Chocolate. It was her birthday. Mia Rich, younger girl. She's doing big things in modeling right now. She's from Niagara Falls, born and raised, but she moved in Buffalo at a young age. But now she's doing her thing in modeling. Philip Miles, we call him Bruh. Philip, his birthday was this week. Jessica
Billingsley
Young. Jessica Young had a birthday party last weekend, I believe it was. So it was Jessica's birthday. Danielle Rice. It was her birthday. Owen Sneed's birthday. We want to say happy birthday to all you guys.
Don't forget.
Yes, his birthday was last month.
Jessica's was too. Her birthday is right after mine.
Really? So I thought her birthday was in June. Oh, I guess she just had the party last week.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, and Unica Lewis, because you know I said it. I was like, okay, the 28th.
Even though I don't celebrate, but I'm like, okay, she's showing everybody out. Don't leave me out.
Yes. Blessings to you, Tasha Cole, Elanda Lan Harris. I don't know if y'all know who you know who Lan Harris is.
Well, I don't know.
She used to Chester sister back in the day from Unity Park. She used to have EC Dream Team back in the day. Tyra's mama.
I gotta see people. I'm bad with names.
Okay,
I'm horrible.
So Tyra's mama, Lan, because I done told her everybody she should know. Chester's sister, Tyra's mama. God, you know Lan. Apple Walk, Unity Park. Okay, she a little older. Okay. Anyways, Jason.
I know Niecy and them.
Okay, Niecy's sister.
I know, but I don't know her. Maybe she's a little too older. I don't know. And I wasn't. I wasn't really supposed to be in Unity Park when I was in Unity Park.
She was sneaking, y'all. So yes. So Jason Martin Sr.'s birthday. Ebony Owens' birthday. First Lady Cassandra Jackson just had a birthday. Nia Crockett had a birthday. So that was some of our local birthdays.
All these Geminis.
Yes. And then Gladys Knight just had a birthday. She turned 79.
Remy Ma.
Yeah, yes. And then Jaheim. Y'all remember Jaheim, the artist Jaheim?
Yes. Put that woman first.
Yes.
You see how he was looking because he put that woman first? Even though I'm just playing.
I don't know what he put first, but it wasn't love.
They said he put the woman first and they showed this picture of him. But as I read into it, they said that he was sick. I said, you see how people just try to, But yeah.
That's the internet. That's the internet. So yeah, so those was our birthdays. And now my best segment, my favorite segment. The Dear Auntie Letters. So this is my favorite segment. It's called Dear Auntie. Since I'm the oldest one in the room again, I guess I'll be the auntie. We usually have emails or inboxes. People send us a letter asking for advice on my craziness, because y'all know I'm a little crazy. I'm touched. On any topic at all, no holds bars, I'm gonna tell your mama anyway. So no, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna tell your mama. She ain't watching. But if you have a letter or a comment, or you want to say happy birthday to someone, congratulate someone, or anything of that nature, you can always get at me at MZ Nature. That's MZNATURE. Yo, I can flow too. It's mznature@gmail.com.
Goofy.
I am so silly, right? But here we go. Dear Auntie, I just discovered that my cousin's boyfriend is cheating on her. The last time I told a friend about a cheating boyfriend, it broke up our friendship. This is family, but I am conflicted. I honestly wish I didn't even know about this situation. Should I act like I don't know, or should I tell my cousin what I do know? Help me, conflicted cousin.
You want to go first? Well, listen, I take the lead. I personally,
touchy situation, huh?
I would mind my business only on the strength of I've already experienced it before, and the friction that comes behind it. Because you're gonna want to know who said it, where it came from, how they know. So once you put it all out there, now guess what? the man hates you. Not that you care or whatever, but now you got this bad blood with him, and he don't even want to see your damn face. You know what I'm saying? Go. She can't come over here. She trying to break us up. She trying to this because you're automatically gonna be made out to be a liar. You know what I mean? She lying. I wasn't. Did she say you ain't got no proof in it? Oh, she just told you this. No, she can't come over here. Now, guess what? He hates you, and guess what? She done believed the lie, and they back cool. She's still with him. And now it's the friction between you and him where you could care less what he do. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, at the end of the day, I feel that if the man is cheating, the cousin gonna find out eventually. You know what I mean? What's done in the dark comes to the light. And like I said, I only said that because I've learned from experience. So I mean, everybody is different. Frank might have a different.
You know, I might be a little bit more petty after sending. I started sending like inspirational over cheat comments, like start sending little video clips talking about infidelity, like that's just crazy. Just keep popping up, like girl, these little hint, like just get clues to check your man or something like that. Yo, check your woman. But I probably won't. I won't be the whistleblower. In all integrity, I would just encourage you, make sure you stay prayed up, make sure you stay tapped in, that you're spiritually in tune. I would do stuff to make sure that you're just aware of your surrounding, what's happening, because you can pick up vibes and energy and those things, and then say like, oh yeah, your cousin, that's not it. She out here playing in the doghouse. So you don't want that. Oh man, and that friction, and but also be there for support for them when they do find out. And it might still be a little bit rough. Why wouldn't you tell me? Because I'm not. It's not my job to break your heart.
If I don't tell it, what? He was, girl. How did you find out? I don't even want you to know. I don't even want you to be mad at me for not telling you. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, if I did tell you, we're gonna leave him anyway. So
Yeah.
But you must be my girl. Must be my. I'm here right now. I'm here to comfort you. I think I would do that even for my homeboy, like. Because I've been in places where I knew. Now, I love the Lord, but the streets come talking to me sometimes. And I was just like, they was giving me this story. Because what happens is, I told my friend, I said, I don't know how this got to me. But this story, I didn't ask for it, I didn't go looking for it. But it fell in my lap. And y'all start telling this story, and I'm just like, yo, bro. And I just call my bro, like, oh, you got it, yo. Where you at spiritually? What you tapped in? What's going on in your world? Like really be tapped in what's going on. And then when the fecal matter hit the fan, I was there for him. Like, bro, yeah, you got to mentally tapped into what's going on. Like, and what's y'all plan of action? How did y'all get here? Now, it's like what wasn't the council, but the street had already told me the full rundown. Who was sleeping, creeping, walking, and jumping. Yeah, so I think that's how I would have to handle the situation. And be surprised. Oh God! Wow.
Oh Lord, this is a deep one. Because I've been on both sides of the scenario.
Like I said, I answered how I answered because I was a whistleblower, and guess what? I was the hated one, and they was right back together, and like nothing happened. Yeah. So if it wasn't gonna change nothing, what was the point?
Nah, you valid.
So I just learned to mind my business.
That my man was cheating. And I said, you know what, he probably is.
Oh, you was on that side of the fence.
And no, you know what? I've been to both situations.
Yeah.
Like I've told my friend, look, the dude is cheating on you. You know what I'm saying? Like he out here doing whatever. And they was back together and she was chilling and it was what it is. But see, I'm at I put it in her ear, I told her. And I never harped on it again. Like it wasn't
the information.
Yeah,
do
it
what
wasn't
you want with it.
Exactly. Okay. You got your own. You have your own opinion. I told you what I seen or heard or whatever the case may be. Now it's up to you to do what you want to do with that situation. Am I gonna love you regardless? Absolutely. Can you be mad at me if you want to be? That's up to you. You know what I'm saying? Is you gonna be mad at him? Probably for a minute. But y'all gonna get over it, and it's gonna be back to doing what y'all do, and that's a-okay. I've also been on a situation where my friend has told me that my man was cheating, and did I feel some kind of way towards her for a minute? I absolutely did. I absolutely did. Like
for telling you,
not for telling me, for knowing, and I ain't want her to know. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm embarrassed you found out.
Right. I about knew already. You know what I'm saying? So I knew what he was doing. You ain't got to tell. I know this.
Why you in my business?
Right, exactly. That's what I was mad about. Like, you all in my business and in my sauce, and you up there doing with your man. Exactly. That's what I was mad about. You are too busy in my business. Worry about your business.
Yeah.
So I've been on both sides of the situation, but I'm a very neutral person, non-confrontational. Yeah. So it didn't bother me. I did what I did. I told her what I told her, and they went back to loving each other. She told me what she told me. And we had our conversations, probably went out for a drink that night. And then, I went home to my man like nothing ever happened.
Yeah. You know what's crazy when God snitch on you? That's wild. Listen, okay, quick story. I'm saying this is your story. I was talking to a lady and I went to the altar and I was praying. And these images flashed in my head. Boom, boom. I said, nah, God. I said, no, God. I said, no. No. I had to approach him after church and go talk to her. I said, God, no, like you don't. And then I come to find out, it was what it was. I said, God, no, this is not tears of worship. This is pain and sorrow. I said, dang.
All right, so we're gonna head out with some Fatima facts.
Yes.
Because we know Fatima be having facts, okay? But they don't always be necessarily true facts. You take them how you want to take them, okay? These are Fatima facts. Okay. All right. Did y'all know that President Jimmy Carter in 1979 recognized June as Black Music Month? Did y'all know that? Okay. No? Well, it's a fact.
Okay.
And
that's a fact.
That's a fact. Yes.
Oh, okay.
And President Obama renamed it African American Music Month. So June is African American Music Month.
Okay.
See, I taught y'all something.
Yeah, I definitely didn't know that.
Because, our music has shaped so many different lives in this world, all over the world. And it's a saying that they love our rhythm, but they don't want our blues. Deep, right? Deep. Because Fatima facts, y'all.
They want the blues, but not in the open.
They want our man.
They want our rhythm, our blues.
They want our hair. They want our fashion. They want our style. They want it all. But they never is there for our, they want our culture, but they're never there for our blues. They don't want to help us, with the election process, with buying the house process, with the voting process,
with the elevation process. Come on.
They don't want to pray with us. They don't want to stop giving people guns to kill our Black people, because they're the ones that's bringing the black on black crime. Because they're the ones that's bringing the drugs in the neighborhood. They're the ones that's bringing the guns in the neighborhood. And I don't like to make it a black and white thing, because it's not necessarily it's rich versus poor.
Because I was gonna say it's all different types of people that I see that's in need of help. White, Black, Puerto Rican, purple. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's never really it's never a color thing.
Right.
It's never a color thing. It's white people that's in need. It's white people that's strung out. They the ones that's really most overdosing at this time.
Absolutely.
So it's like, not saying that it don't happen in the Black community. Yes, it happened in the Black community, but we're not as shocked. Yeah. The white people were shocked. Like, oh, we got
And then when it was us with the crack situation, it was just us with the crack.
Right.
Now it's them with fentanyl. Now you got pop-up shops, and we're gonna give y'all needles.
Nursing.
Like what?
Give you nurse training.
Now everybody in school, every school nowadays, they teaching our kids in school how to resuscitate people. Yeah. But when it was crack, it was like, oh, it's okay, let them die.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. Less one.
Yeah, then that's one household of Black love that we got to worry about. So sad, so sad. Another thing is June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. And this is a huge coincidence that wearing orange is the color of nonviolence in the movement. So for many different cities and states, orange is the Stop the Violence color. A decade ago, a young woman was killed in Chicago, and all her friends wore the color orange, and that's how the orange became the official color for nonviolence awareness.
Wow.
So
there was just a comment on Facebook, and the guy was basically, it was a white guy. He was basically saying like, "Oh, how ironic your signs are the color of the orange jumpsuits," or something to that extent.
I did see that,
and I'm like, he don't even know the real meaning behind the orange. The orange is for no more jumpsuits. You know what I'm saying? So that we, not just our people, just people in general, we don't want to see nobody else in the orange jumpsuits. You know what I'm saying? The orange stands for hope, motivation, and unity. So when you see orange, that's what we want you to think of. We don't want you to think of incarceration or the jumpsuits, just how his mind went very negative. And
right.
It's a very positive color. So when you see orange, always remember hope, motivation, and unity.
Yeah. So when you think about, when you see the orange, definitely hope, motivation, and unity.
Yes.
Definitely Gun Violence Awareness Month is June, and the color is orange. So definitely come out in your orange if you can, but definitely work on these movements in your community.
Right.
Get with someone, get activated, start something in your, get involved.
Whatever, even if we have things around here that you're not like, oh, I don't really care for that, or I don't do that. What do you like to do? Create what you like to do.
Absolutely.
You know, let us all come together and be a part of what you like to do. You know what I mean? I'm sure you ain't the only person that like doing this, or you know what I'm saying. We can create a whole group of people for you, or it might already be a group of people already out here for you. So just get involved, just get active.
One last question. I know we were talking about it earlier, I think offline, about this past week at a local school, a teenager not from our neighborhood came into one of our schools, and that teenager was trying to pass as a student. They weren't a student from Niagara Falls. They did not go to that school. They were from a whole different city. How do you feel about our school safety, and what would you change about the school safety measures?
So, I honestly, at first, when they put up the detectors, I kind of felt like it was a bit much. But we really live in a different day and age. Like we live in different times, and when you hear stuff like that, you see that it's needed.
Absolutely.
How did they bypass? I don't know. I feel like maybe we can have a better check-in system. Like maybe their ID tags, maybe you can have like a scan, so you know what time they came to school, and that is that person. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a car, it could be somebody coming from Ohio trying to portray as me. They can't get in my school because they don't have no car to swipe in. You know, something to basically just not allow anybody in, because obviously the detectors just ain't enough.
Absolutely. I agree. My baby was at that school today, and I was very scared, you know, just not knowing what was going on, you know. And unfortunately, like you said, I was definitely like, why do they got these metal detectors? Like, what is it? But like you said, it's a new day and age, it's a new time, a lot of mental health issues going on in our community. And whoever this person was, they arrested them. They plan on charging him, whatever the case may be. But it was scary. But we definitely have to do something to protect our children.
And also, like, what's going through that kid's mind? Like, what's wrong with them mentally?
Right.
So, like I said, it's a lot of mental health issues that need to be addressed. There's people, they want the help, but there's nowhere to go to get the help. Like, somebody personal to me came to me, and I felt kind of bad. Like I didn't have like a instant fix for them. It was like, you know, I don't want to use, but I tried to get into First Step and I gotta wait. It's a waiting list. And I'm like, I don't have that problem. I don't have like an addiction. So I don't know the process, honestly. But to have people that really is tired of doing what they're doing and nowhere for them to turn, like, that's a problem. You know what I mean? we definitely need more places like that, especially in the downtown area where it is saturated with the people that have these issues. Like in LaSalle, it's people out there in LaSalle too that got mental health and that got drug issues, but it may not be as much as down here. So I just feel like we should all come together as a whole. Like, you might need something that this part of the area don't need, or you know, we just need to accommodate the people and exactly what it is that they need.
Definitely. So, Unica, I want to say thank you so much for coming in today, for giving us some time in your world.
For sure.
You said that you don't do good on this camera.
So what I really meant
said.
was I don't really like to do interviews and stuff like that. It just, I don't know, because it kind of don't really feel authentic. But I honestly, you know, the more that I have been doing, it's like, you know, it's natural.
It's just part of the job.
Yes, you just got to do it.
You
got to do it.
Thank you for letting us in your world.
You're welcome.
I hope that we made you feel like family here.
For sure, you guys definitely did.
Thank you for coming. And I want to see you again once you win. Hey!
Congratulate me now.
Yes. Give her her flowers.
Yo. Don't forget about the day. Listen out the most decay. It's about a thing. Feel real good.
Yeah, so we are gonna have like the sample ballot at the Entrepreneurs School of Thought, 11th and 19th Street, for the new voters, for people that never voted, so they can see how it looks and see exactly what it is that you do, that, you know, when you vote. So definitely come to the school if you are a new registered voter and this is your first time voting, so that you are able to.
Kingdom Love Outreach Ministry presents Where Are Thy Kingsmen? Men of Valor, Saturday, June 24th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 1800 Clinton Street in the city of Buffalo, New York. The visionary evangelist Angela Miller. Hosted by Pastor Bertha Brinson. Worship psalmist Nia Badger. Speakers, Pastor Alan R. Core, Elder Frank Hanley, and Minister Malik Fuller. Tickets are $30. Food, gifts, prizes. For more information, contact 716-609-5988.
Today's teenager is tomorrow's potential regular customer. That's what the tobacco industry said about us. But what does it say about them? That they'll do anything to recruit new smokers. Like using menthol flavors to make products smoother and better tasting, so they're easier to start and harder to quit. In other words, menthol is not just a flavor. It's a way for big tobacco to attract and addict us. And there's nothing just about it. Take action at notjustmenthol.org.